Okay, so today we're doing a deep dive into the history of a pretty significant European cargo airline, ASL Airlines Belgium.
That's right. Many will know them better as their former name, TNT Airways.
Hey everyone, if you're enjoying my videos, make sure to hit that subscribe button and ring the bell so you'll always know when I upload something new. And if you want to go the extra mile to support the channel, check out my Patreon. Your support truly means everything to me. Thanks so much for watching.
Founded back in 1999.
Yeah, based out of Liège Airport, running a massive network, especially those narrow-body freighters, mainly for FedEx and TNT operations across Europe.
Exactly. And while, the day-to-day logistics are interesting in their own right, what we're really focusing on is a specific event.
An incident.
Yes, a non-fatal incident back in 2006 involving one of their planes. TNT Airways Flight 325N, it's become this unexpectedly crucial case study.
Crucial for what, though? It seems quite specific. An air freight incident.
Well, that's the surprising part. It actually provides a direct link, believe it or not, between cargo flights and designing systems for spaceflight.
Spaceflight. Okay, you have my attention. Tell me about Flight 325N then. June 15th, 2006.
That's the one. It was a Boeing 737 freighter flying from Liège, heading to Stansted in the UK.
But they didn't make it to Stansted, did they?
No, they ended up diverting to East Midlands Airport. The problem was really bad visibility. Very low indeed.
Right, so they were making an approach in difficult conditions.
And extremely difficult. They were actually performing what's called a Category 3 approach, fully automated landing procedure, essentially.
CAA. So for those listening, that means basically the plane is landing itself because the pilots can barely see anything.
Pretty much, yeah. It's designed for near zero visibility. It represents a very, very high level of automation, or LOA. The system is doing almost everything.
Okay, so high automation, bad weather. What went wrong?
Well, during this absolutely critical final phase of the approach, ATC sent what the official report calls an inappropriately timed company message.
A message, like text-based.
Yes, and the pilot tried to, respond to it, but in doing so, he inadvertently, just for a moment, knocked the autopilot off, disengaged it.
While trying to land in near zero visibility.
Exactly. And that momentary switch back to manual control, under immense pressure and with no visual cues, it led to a complete loss of situational awareness.
Okay, I can see how that would be bad. What happened to the plane?
It touched down, not on the runway, but on the grass beside it.
Wow.
Yeah, it hit hard enough to tear off the right main landing gear entirely. The plane actually bounced back into the air.
Good grief. With missing gear.
Yes. Amazingly, the crew managed to regain some control, declared an emergency, and flew the damaged aircraft to Birmingham Airport.
And they landed it there.
They did. A successful emergency landing on the remaining gear. Quite a feat, though. Sadly, the reports mentioned the crew were later dismissed.
Despite landing the plane. That seems harsh.
Well, the focus shifted to why it happened. And this incident became the perfect example of what researchers call an ungraceful transition.
Ungraceful transition, as opposed to a graceful one, I assume.
Exactly. A graceful transition is when a complex system, like an autopilot, hands control back to the human operator smoothly. The operator stays aware, stays in control, doesn't get overloaded.
So Flight 325N was the opposite. A sudden jarring handover that caused chaos.
Precisely. It was a failure right at that critical point where a human takes over for a machine.
Okay, I see the incident details now.
Yeah.
But the spaceflight connection, how does a cargo plane landing on the grass relate to, landing on the moon?
Right. This is where it gets really fascinating. Research papers looking into dynamic operator interaction with multi-modal automation systems. Basically how humans handle complex automated systems. They cite this TNT Airways incident right alongside analyses of Apollo 11 and even the space shuttle program, specifically STS-3.
No kidding. So lessons from this 737 incident are being used to design lunar landers.
Directly. What engineers learned is critical. The 325N case perfectly highlights the dangers when you switch from a very high level of automation like that CAT IPA landing.
Back to full manual control.
Instantly. Especially under pressure. They call this the LOA disparity problem. The jump in complexity and required input is just too vast, too sudden.
So it wasn't just the distracting message. It was the gap between what the autopilot was doing and what the pilot suddenly had to do.
That's the core finding. The ATC message acted as the trigger, inducing high stress and workload. These factors then shattered the pilot's mental model, their operator schema.
Their understanding of exactly what the plane was doing and where it was.
Correct. Their mental map just broke down right when they needed it most, because the system demanded an immediate, massive leap in their level of direct control and awareness.
So the takeaway for system designers, whether for planes or spacecraft, is you have to manage that transition point, reduce the shock.
Absolutely. You need to design systems where that handover, especially in high-stress, low-visibility situations, doesn't create such a massive cognitive load. The complexity gap needs to be smaller, or the transition managed differently.
It's incredible that a single cargo flight mishap provided such fundamental insights for, well, landing on other worlds.
It really is. It underscores the fragility of human attention, especially when complex automation suddenly changes state or fails. That moment is critical.
So, thinking about this, the big question moving forward isn't just about making automation smarter, is it?
Not entirely, no.
It's about designing automation that actively helps the human stay aware, that protects their attention, especially during that stressful switch back to manual.
That's the heart of it. Mastering that transition, ensuring it's graceful, not ungraceful. Well, as we've seen, it's quite literally the difference between ending up on the grass beside a runway or landing safely on the moon.